There is no plan to cancel.
All right, happening right now. You can still sign up for the Flying Pig Marathon and the Queen Bee Half.
WCPO 9 News reporter Allie Kramer has spoken to the race organizers, warning there will be changes this year, but it's happening, Allie, it's happening.
Yeah, that's the important part that means so much to this community. It is, in fact, going to be happening, but there are changes, and they're happening kind of day by day here because, as we know, the community can be fine one day and then everything shut down the next. So they'll be making those changements and those adjustments right up until race day. Here are some of the changes that we know about already. Of course, the Flying Pig Marathon will be run simultaneously with the Queen Bee Half on October 31st instead of usually the first Sunday in May. About 8,000 runners took to the streets back in May of this year for a virtual marathon. You can compare that with about 18,000 virtual runners in May 2020 when they had to cancel it somewhat last minute. And the PigWorks folks understand that people may feel comfortable with that option either way. So virtual events are still going to be available this fall. And the youth events, they are strictly virtual. Right now, masks are not required and vaccines are not required. But PigWorks President and CEO Iris Simpson-Bush says that they will follow all current and relevant CDC guidelines that are in place when the race takes place. So masks and vaccines could change. The other big change, smaller numbers. The usual event hosts about 40,000 runners. This year, they're only expecting about 20,000.
Register now. Unlike prior years, we had to institute caps. Registration is limited. The Queen Bee is at 85% capacity already. The Flying Pig right there as well. So for all of our events, if you're thinking of doing it, I would highly recommend registering now. That seems self-serving, but I can tell you with complete candor, our supplies will be limited. We will have to cut off registration.
And I should also mention that PigWorks, the entity that runs the races, they are a nonprofit themselves. They give to about 3,000 area nonprofits, between $13 and $15 million a year. So it certainly means a lot more than just a lot to running communities, family, and friends. And then did you notice October 31st is the day this year, Halloween? So you can only imagine the costumes from the runners. And Jen, you know that I have a tiny pig costume for Charlotte because we will be along the race route that morning as well.